of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on StreamYard.com and a simulcast on YouTube.com. It is Google MF Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock. We are awaiting Dee Dee Woodson. We hope she will be on the show tonight. I don't know. I don't know where she's at the moment. Maybe something has happened. I don't know. We'll go from there. But at the end of the day, we'll just have to wait and see. And, it's going to be very interesting to watch. So, all right, guys, it is SmackDown Live tonight from Madison Square Garden. All right, I'm going to openly admit it. This was nowhere near as good as Monday Night Raw. I don't know what we saw here tonight. I'll say this: there was some good, but it definitely was lacking a lot tonight. A lot to be desired. Not really the best SmackDown Live. However, it was entertaining for the most part, and we'll go from there, and we'll talk about it. So, we started it off, of course, with The Undertaker making his return in MSG. Grand entrance, as always. Then was interrupted by Sami Zayn, of all people. We were hoping Bray Wyatt, unfortunately, did not get Bray. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. To say the very least. We were all hoping that it was going to be Bray, and it wasn't. So, I don't know what happened there. It ended up being Sami Zayn, and Taker did his damage. So we're just going to go right ahead. Anthony Florio, why don't you come on in? Why don't you lead off? It's all yours, bro.
Dee Dee Woodson did not get the invite.
I got it. Just go.
All right. I just wanted to be sure. Okay. All right. So, MF hit it exactly on the head. I mean, I told you all you guys were going to have your work cut out for you this evening. And, oh, boy, was I right. I was hoping I would be wrong, but no. But anywho, as great as it is to see The Undertaker, and it always is, his appearances just don't mean much anymore, especially when they're very clearly without purpose. The live crowd got a pop out of seeing Taker chokeslam Sami Zayn, but this segment took up 15 plus minutes to accomplish absolutely nothing. It's not egregious or even particularly bad. It just felt like a waste of time, if I'm going to be honest with you. So it is what it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was happy to see Taker, absolutely. But the segment had no purpose whatsoever. It was a waste of time, like I said. So, sorry, Bullock. I hate to be the man who tells it like it is, but I got to call it like I see it. So, nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, I mean, I know you were happy about it. I'm sure you're probably going to have a lot more positive feedback about this segment than me. But for me, it had no purpose, and it was a waste of time. Sorry.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, it's just always good to see The Undertaker back, especially at Madison Square Garden. Yes, it could have definitely been a lot better, but here's the thing, guys. I mean, I was hoping for Bray Wyatt, but something also told me that maybe Sami Zayn was going to interrupt too, because he said something on Twitter over the weekend, calling out the dead man and basically saying that he was gonna take out the Undertaker. Yeah, how did that work out, lame duck man? Not so good for you. And you know what? You reap what you sow. You trespass onto the dead man's yard, you get buried 6 feet under. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Dee Dee Woodson, let's just say Sami Zayn got his comeuppance.
Oh yeah, he did. I'm glad he did too. I mean, really had no business being out there. There was no reason for him to even show his face, let alone come out there and insult the Undertaker the way he did, and think that he was going to get his way, which he didn't. So yeah, I mean, it was good to see Taker. Good to hear him, confirm that he won't be doing as many shows as he used to. But as far as Zayn's purpose out there wasn't a purpose for him. So not much more I have to say about it. Fletch, it's yours.
All right, and then we move on to the first fight of the night, which was The Miz one-on-one versus Andrade. The Miz wins the match at 9 minutes and 47 seconds. Nice victory for him, but the victory was short-lived because of the fact Nakamura comes in. Kinshasa! Right to the back of the head of The Miz and lays him out in the garden. Ouch! Anthony Florio, 947, Miz wins, but oh my God, the Bombaye knee strikes again.
Okay, same to you. Anywho, this to me, I got to be honest, this was by default the fight of the night. I'm going to give this a solid 3 stars for the effort. Good match. Andrade had to be the designated fall guy here to get Miz a win before his Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship match with Shinsuke Nakamura at Clash of the Champions. Nakamura's presence at the commentary table was seemingly forgotten about until about 8 minutes in. I'm not sure if it was done on purpose or they genuinely did just forget to include him in any capacity. However, Andrade continues his string of good matches on TV. I mean, he's always guaranteed a good match, no matter who he's in there with. So, had to be the fall guy here. You have to give Miz the momentum heading into the IC title match with Nakamura Sunday night. So really nothing more to say on this. Default fight of the night for me. The only match that really stood out this evening. So solid 3 stars for the effort. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I'm going to give it about 3 stars as well. I mean, by default, this was the fight of the night. I mean, Andrade, continues a string of good matches. Unfortunately, he took the fall here, but the thing is, you wanted to give The Miz some momentum going into his Intercontinental title match at Clash of Champions, and he got parley-vooed by Shinsuke Nakamura with another Kinshasa. So, I'll definitely have a lot more to say when we preview this match this weekend. There's really nothing more to say. D.B. Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, I'll agree with the rating. I don't really have too much to say, at all. It was an okay match. So Fletcher.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. This was at least a 3-star fight. This was solid. This was good. This was not bad. It served its purpose. Yes, it gives a little bit of a legit thing. And nothing more to say about that. So we're just gonna dive right in. Next fight of the night we had was Nikki Cross going one-on-one with Mandy Rose, and it was Nikki. She came out to play and she got the win. 4 minutes 32 seconds. Michael Bullock, Nikki Cross, one half of the women's tag team champions, just knocked off one member of Fire and Desire tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it about 1 star. I mean, it was okay for the amount of time it did get, but it was just way too short for my liking. But obviously, they put the champs over to give them some momentum, but could this mean that maybe they might actually put the titles on Fire and Desire at the Clash of Champions? We're just gonna have to wait and see. 1 star. D.D. Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, I'll agree. 1 star. I mean, it was good for the fact that it's to help, build the storyline for the pay-per-view. But other than that, I mean, the match really was just kind of lackluster. Didn't really have anything big. Wasn't anything big. It was just there for storyline purposes. So yeah, 1 star. So Fletch, yours.
Total agreement, 1 star. Storyline progression, definitely a SmackDown staple. That's what you got in this match. Nothing more and nothing less than that. So Anthony Florio, go.
1 star. The match was mostly fine, but like most matches involving Mandy Rose, this came off as over choreographed. She has not quite figured out her timing, so everything seemed overly scripted. I mean, as much as I love her for her beauty and everything else, her gimmick is immensely tired and it doesn't seem to work with the crowd on virtually any level. We get it. She's a hot blonde who thinks she's hotter than everyone else. We get it. I love her, but I get it. So, nothing more to say. Let's just move on.
Unfortunately, guys, now I will leave this to a vote. It could be a cutout. Heavy Machinery versus Alex Keaton and Johnny Silver. Heavy Machinery wins in 2 minutes 21 seconds. Anybody wants to take a spin?
Squash match? No.
No. Okay, nothing more to say. All right, guys. So next up we had was Eric Rowan. Roman Reigns comes out soaking in the booze from the Madison Square Garden crowd. Next thing you know, Eric Rowan comes out, and we had ourselves a brawl in the Garden. All right, Dee Woodson, it's all yours. I mean, not bad. I mean, if you're gonna build up a rivalry between Rowan and Roman Reigns, I mean, why not do a little outside the ring brawl in the Garden?
Right.
It seemed like it worked.
Yeah, I mean, this was definitely a good segment for the storyline progression with this. And it seems like that's becoming the classic thing for the Garden is to let these guys just go out there and just have at it and start a brawl. And of course this wasn't the only one for the night where they went into brawls, but I mean this is the biggest one right here because you had Nakamura kind of was one, and then another one a little bit later on in the night. But those are like just segments after the match. This was the big major brawl, and I mean they just took it everywhere. And like I said, there is one more I'm not going to talk about right now. That's a little bit later. But yeah, I mean this was really good. I like this segment really well, especially after Reigns came out. So not much more I had to say about it. It's your Sledge.
I agree with that. There was really nothing much to it. I mean, it was what we wanted it to be, a brawl. Very little talking. Just let these guys brawl. Let these guys duke it out. Be a man fight in the Garden. I liked it. I mean, it was an entertaining brawl. There wasn't really much that you needed to do. I think the one thing that kind of made me cringe a little bit was the fact that Eric Rowan grabbed somebody, tossed them over the little barrier. Supposedly that was supposed to be a fan. We all know that it was probably a plant, somebody from the local New York area, a wrestler from New York. We'll find out who it is soon enough. The identity will be revealed probably within an hour or so. But at the end of the day, I thought they did a good job with this. I didn't have any problem with it. Florio, go.
This was the second best segment of the night. It was a decent brawl. The fan spot looked neat on camera. But I question whether it was a wise decision. I mean, no one, of course, actually believes that this was a hapless fan sitting at ringside. But regardless, the fact that it happened and then was quickly glossed over in favor of continuing the brawl is the wrong message to send. The announcers, while upset, were not nearly as distraught as they should have been at the idea of Rowan acting violently toward a fan. This part just didn't work. But it was a decent brawl, though. And it's now been announced that the match at Clash of Champions between Reigns and Rowan is now a no disqualification match, as it should be. So that actually raises the excitement level for it a little bit. But we'll have to wait and see how it plays out Sunday night. So nothing more to say. Bullock, did Bullock start that off? Or did he go?
No, I let Dee lead it off,
started. All right, so
but
Bullock then. All right.
yeah.
All right, Bullock, it's yours then.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was the second best segment of the night. I mean, I thought it was good for what it was. I mean, like you said, less talking, but yeah. I mean, now the match is basically a no disqualification match, as it should have been the whole time. But yeah, so there's really nothing more that needs to be said. Let's just move on, Fletch.
Next up, we had SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley goes one-on-one with Ember Moon, and Bayley wins the match. 6 minutes 33 seconds. All right, I mean, good match, not bad. I mean, it was good for what it was worth. It served its purpose. There was really nothing much that you really needed it to get. It just adds a little more momentum for Bayley as she's got a huge women's title fight on Sunday against Charlotte in the Queen Cities. Nothing more to say. I could give this about maybe 2 stars. Anthony, it's yours.
2 stars. This was too quick to be much of anything. Half of the match took place on the split screen. Of course, if you hear MF on commentary every week, he always says split screen coming at you, and well, that's what we got. Half of the match was on that. But Bayley showed a bit of an aggressive streak at the beginning, but nothing that was really all that heelish. Charlotte added nothing on commentary. Neither of these women are really playing heel or babyface, and it's making the match harder to get behind. And it's so hard to believe that Ember was presented as a legitimate challenger just a couple of months ago. Oh, boy. So, nothing more to say on this. 2 stars. That's all I can give it. So, but there was one silver lining in this match, Michael Bullock, as we bring it on in. And MF, this is just for you now. Our favorite referee, Bullock, you know who I mean?
Mr. Danilo and Fabio. We've been waiting for this guy, and he was indeed part of that. He was part of that brawl too, that trying to break up the brawl between Rowan and Reigns. So yeah. As far as the match goes, I'll give it about 2 stars. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's like you said. I mean, it's hard to get behind this. I mean, because you got. I mean, Bayley is basically doing some heelish things, but the thing is, it's hard to get behind her as a heel because it's the crowd is still basically behind her. So yeah, I mean, there's really nothing more for me to say. So I'm just going to give it to Dee Dee Whitson on this.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything, so I have nothing really to add.
All right, guys. So with that said, we just move right along here on this SmackDown Live. And next up, we had Kofi Kingston cutting a promo, saying it was good to be back in the world's greatest arena. I think you meant the world's most famous arena, Kofi. However, he did talk about one of the big moments when he, how he did that plunge on Randy Orton, putting him through a table in the Garden. We all remember it. We remember it amazingly. It was awesome. Randy Orton comes out, interrupts, starts talking about the kids in the audience, this and that, ripping on them. And then, called them stupid, the whole 9 yards. Here we go again. Orton, Kofi, the brawl in the Garden this time around. And this time around, Kofi stands tall. Good segment. I liked it. Who leads off on this? Is it you, Florio?
Yeah, it's me.
All right. Go. It's yours.
We had a recreation of November 16th, 2009 on September 10th, 2019. Maybe not the exact same spot, but you get the idea. I mean, MF, that 2009, I remember like it was yesterday. My ears do, especially because of the, oh my God, that you did during that. And of course, you did it again tonight. just as amazing, another oh my god moment. I mean, you and Joey Styles. I mean, the two of you, nobody does that. Oh my god, better than you two. I mean, you're the one who does it closest to Joey Styles than anybody. None of us can. But anywho, segment of the night. This was a very good segment. It worked out rather conveniently that they happened to be holding TV at Madison Square Garden, heading into a match that actually has relevant history in the building. Recreating the boom drop moment was a great move. It got a good pop from the crowd, and it was a great, rewarding callback for those who remember the original moment a decade ago. We all do. So, this was far and away the best thing on this show here tonight. So, no question about it. I am worried, though, seeing that Kofi got the upper hand here. I'm starting to worry that perhaps the fairy tale Cinderella story that is Kofi Kingston, I think the clock might be striking midnight come Sunday night. I hope I'm wrong. I know we all hope we're wrong. And surprisingly, even MF hopes he's wrong, even though he's the biggest Orton mark out of all of us. So
I want Kofi's reign to continue a little more.
That's awesome to hear, MF. I'm glad you feel that way. I mean, but anywho, segment of the night, and this was completely well done. Far and away the best thing on this show, on this otherwise pedestrian show here tonight. So, Bullock, I mean, we had a very abbreviated SmackDown chat this evening. My apologies for the inconvenience on my end, but hey, I mean, we got to see this, and admit it, you heard MF doing the "oh my god," didn't you? I know I did.
Oh, believe me, when I heard it happen, I mean, when it happened, you and me, we were thinking of Fletch right away when doing the Joey Styles. Oh my god! When Kofi did it again, basically boom dropping Orton through a table. So yeah, hands down, this was the segment of the night and one of the few bright spots of this edition of SmackDown Live. So nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, this was the other one that I was talking about that was kind of went into a brawl. And I mean, this was definitely a really great segment. I really like this one out of all of them. So, very much with the storyline progression, very much, that just letting these guys at one point just go at it. So, I have nothing negative to say about it at all. Just something that really makes you look forward to the match Sunday, and also reliving a little bit of history. So yeah, Fletch, it's yours.
All right, and we go into what was a main event of the evening, which was the King of the Ring semifinal match. Chad Gable. Now, all right, if you were watching social media earlier in the day, rumors swirled and was confirmed that Elias was unable to compete in the King of the Ring tournament. Apparently, it's a leg injury, an ankle injury, and that he has to have an MRI. It's a legit injury. Elias is out of the King of the Ring tournament. Therefore, we had a replacement. That replacement was going to be Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon took it upon himself, interjected himself into the King of the Ring tournament. So, the match happens. Chad Gable wins the match in 35 seconds. Wait, hold, there's more. Shane comes out and is like, you know what? No. We're not going to end it like that. And we're going to make this 2 out of 3 falls. On top of it, Kevin Owens is the special guest referee. All right, fine, whatever. When it's all said and done, the winner in 2 straight falls, and the second fall in 8 minutes and 54 seconds via submission thanks to an ankle lock, Chad Gable wins the match. He goes to the finals of the King of the Ring tournament, which will be happening next Monday night on Monday Night Raw. That's right, you heard me. Not at Night of Champions. The next night on Raw, it will be Baron Corbin versus Chad Gable for the King of the Ring. But more importantly, after that, Shane McMahon attacked Kevin Owens and fired him on the spot once it was all said and done. Wow. All right. A lot to dissect here. Michael Bullock, you lead off. Chad Gable's going to the finals. He's going to fight Baron Corbin in the final of the King of the Ring next Monday. And Shane McMahon goes on a power trip and fires Kevin Owens. A lot to dissect.
Yeah, I really don't know how to rank this. I mean, with everything that we saw, to me, I'm sorry, I can only give this 1 star because, I mean, so much with Shane McMahon interjecting him. I mean, making things up as it went. I mean, the match to me, I think, was flat. I mean, I'm glad Chad Gable got the win, but I mean, he deserved much better than that. I mean, and then, yeah, I mean, then Kevin Owens gets fired by Shane McMahon, and to me, I'm going to say this, guys, and Florio, you know where I'm going with this. We talked about this before we went on the air. Why does WWE always have to end SmackDown Live with Shane McMahon on top? Why? Why? I keep. I mean, I thought we were done with this freaking nonsense. Nope. WWE once again continues to shove Shane McMahon right down our freaking throats, as they've done. I mean, we did get a little break from him not being on the past few weeks, but as soon as we saw him in the back tonight, I'm like, yeah, I'm really not liking this, and yeah, I really don't know what else is there to say. Dee Woodson, once again, Shane McMahon comes out on top. I mean, we were fearing the worst when he was on. I mean, even though Chad Gable won, but I don't know.
Like I said earlier, when the story broke, there was only 2 possibilities that could happen, and that one would be Gable getting the forfeit, which we all pretty much knew was not going to happen, or Shane McMahon being injected in, and that's exactly what happened. Shane McMahon got injected into the match, and then Kevin Owens got suckered into being the referee just to try to get out of that the fine. So, I'm not entirely surprised how he got fired at the end, but I am a little surprised that Chad Gable, of course, did win. So that leads us now to Gable versus Corbin. So yeah, I'll give it, probably 1 to 1.5. I mean, I'm not going to give it very much because I think we're all at the point of let's go home with Shane McMahon. Let's get him out of this mess and go on with what we know is more entertaining, because watching Shane McMahon do this kind of crap is certainly not entertaining. It's annoying. So, not much more I'm going to say about it. So, Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, 1.5 stars. I agree with everything you guys have been saying. It really sucked the life out of SmackDown Live tonight. There's really nothing more to say. I am happy Chad Gable is going to the finals of the King of the Ring, and now we got ourselves an interesting situation here. Baron Corbin, where I guess WWE, quite a few people in WWE was saying that Corbin was probably the favorite to win it all, but maybe not. Maybe now we actually get a chance to see Corbin, hopefully not, and because you see the underdog storyline that Chad Gable is getting. He's getting a major storyline, an underdog type storyline right now, because a lot of people are, calling him shorty, this and that, talking about his height. Shane McMahon ripped on him tonight, and the whole 9 yards. So to me, I kind of got a feeling here that at the end that this could easily be maybe Chad Gable shocks the world, wins King of the Ring. I mean, obviously that's my feeling of it. I would love to see it because that would be a SmackDown victory, but I don't know. I kind of feel like right now Baron Corbin's probably the favorite to win the King of the Ring, but I would love to see Chad Gable get the victory here. So, Anthony, nothing more to say. 1.5 stars, and it's all yours.
1.5 stars for me as well. Chad Gable was obviously the right choice to advance. Aside from that, this was a mess. Kevin Owens is not a sympathetic babyface anymore. He did exactly as Shane wanted, to the point where he no longer could. Shane tapped out cleanly, and Owens had no choice. There was no indication, other than a look of conflict on his face, that Owens had any intention of not doing Shane's bidding. In effect, he traded his moral compass for the promise of an alleviation of debt. That's not the action of an anti-hero. It's the action of an emasculated, subordinate employee. So, that's really all this was. Fired, yeah, whatever. This nonsense continues, and I mean, MF. Oh, this was not a great night for SmackDown Live. I could probably say this was the worst SmackDown Live of the year. And last night, we had the best Monday Night Raw of the year last night, far and away. And then 24 hours later, SmackDown Live comes out and literally lays an egg. Ugh. I'm sorry, man.
I bet you the guys on Fox are probably like, what in the hell, guys? I mean, I don't know.
We signed up for? We signed up for this?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
LA, October 4th, LA. Bring it. You got to bring the A game. October 11th, the following week. Now, MF, I remember I read the little dirt sheet you posted about them doing the draft. I do have some reported details. I don't know if this is official or not, but it's reported that the following Friday, October 11th, they're going to start the draft on SmackDown Live, Friday night SmackDown Live, and then that Monday, the 14th, on Monday Night Raw, will be the other half of it. So I don't know if that's official. Read into it what you will.
From what I heard, that is official. From what I heard, that is official. Yeah, so. And on top of that, this is a hard draft, which means the wild card rule is out. Meaning, once these teams are done, once this is locked, it's locked. There is no jump. There is no jumping either way. And on top of that, NXT gets a hard lock because they're moving to USA. And they said that their draft is going to be locked up. That means no more call-ups. They're going to get locked in at that point. So this is it, guys. Once this happens, there is no jumping.
1.5 stars, move on.
All right. Overall review time. I believe it goes to Dee Dee Woodson, the leadoff. Dee Dee, my dear, all I can say is just be nice.
Okay. Being nice, I'll give it 6.5. All right. Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me to give it that kind of a rating has to be the fact that it was storyline progression, because there was a lot of lousy stuff that went on this. And, even though I didn't do the show last night, I did watch Raw, and I would definitely agree it was probably their best show that they've had for quite a while. So, yeah, I mean, this was very disappointing tonight. It was not that great of a show. But, the one thing that SmackDown always has to fall back on is the fact that they do know how to progress the storyline and, at least keep you somewhat interested in it, and to, give you at least something to chew on for your go-home show. So, I'm not going to get into too much of it, but, I'll leave it there. So I will see you all this weekend for our preview. So good night, guys.
All right. Wow. She was really generous with that rating, because I'm thinking lower, guys. I'm thinking at least 4 out of 10. It was not a good show, not at all. Easily you could make an argument that this was the worst show of the year. I mean, obviously, but there was a lot of storyline progressions. I think that's the only thing that saved SmackDown Live, is that there was storyline progressions on the show. Good momentum going into Clash of Champions. They did wrap a few storylines nicely, but as far as in-ring action goes, and to try to deliver, on MSG, they just didn't do it. I'm sorry, guys. They just didn't do it for me. So, Anthony Florio, it's all yours, my friend. What says you?
That was nowhere near a 6.5. Oh my God, no way. They wish. That wasn't even a 4. No, absolutely not. To me, the proper rating for this show, being the man who tells it like it is, MF, I love you. I'm sorry. I hate to do this to you, my friend, but I got to do it. This is between a 2 and a 3. 2 to 3 out of 10. Horrible show. You would think, after the red hot show Monday Night Raw produced last night, you would think that SmackDown Live would have at least a solid rebuttal. Nope. Absolutely not. Kofi Kingston's segment with Randy Orton was the lone highlight on an otherwise frustrating show. Kevin Owens' character continues to fall further into emasculation, while no logic was applied to the ridiculous Rowan, Reigns, and Bryan situation. The Undertaker, as much as we love and appreciate him, I know I do, his segment was dull and meaningless, and the matches, while perfectly pedestrian, only served to fill time for major angles that were not at all satisfying. We only had one particularly quality match, and that was Miz and Andrade. They had the only real good fight of the night. The other matches, no. Squash match. The women's matches were boring, and that's it. I mean, you would think in a venue as prestigious and famous as the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, and you would think after that incredible Raw that we saw last night, you would think that SmackDown was going to be just as good, maybe even better. And this is what we got? Vinnie Mac, why didn't you slap your writers around and say, I want to rewrite? You actually signed off on this? Dude, what is wrong with you? You senile old man. Holy Marone. If MF was running the show, do you think MF was good? Do you think, being the SmackDown loyalist that MF is, do you think MF would have signed off on a show like this? No. He would have taken that script and he would have wiped his you-know-what with it. Trust me, I would have too. So, oh boy. More of the words of Weezer at the end of the Buddy Holly video? Nah, that's not so good, Al. Sorry to say on that. So, sorry, MF. I mean, it's not you. It's them. They're the blame, not you. So, 2 to 3 out of 10. Done. Finished. Bullock. Wrap it up, and then we'll get into Mikey's mindset here. Bullock. Okay.
Yeah. Well, how about to quote Randy Orton? This show was stupid, 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 stupid.
Amen.
2 out of 10. I really got nothing more to say. Let's just get to Mikey's mindset before I lose my mind.
All right, so we start out with MLW. It was Jordan Oliver going one-on-one. Regrero Loco. It was Jordan Oliver getting the victory. Then we was Richard Holiday going one-on-one with Brian Pillman Jr. And Brian Pillman Jr. gets the victory. Then in the final fight of the night, the last match, it was Go Shiokari going up against Alex Hammerstone in the N1 Victory Tournament match. And it was Alex Hammerstone getting a victory. Plus, guys, next week, they did hype it. It's the Chamber War. It was a Contra unit, and they're going to be going up. And they're going to be going up against the Von Erichs and Loki. In that match. This is going to be an interesting event, to say the very least. And then, very quickly, Ring of Honor. There was only one fight that they did this week. This was a big fight, too. It was the All-Stars. The Ring of Honor All-Stars. Jay Lethal, Jeff Cobb, Rush, and Kenny King. And they went up against the champions of Ring of Honor. The Ring of Honor World Champion Matt Taven. The Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. The Briscoes, and Ring of Honor Television Champion Shane Taylor. When it was all said and done, the All-Stars wins the match, as it was Rush getting the pin on Shane Taylor to win it all. Very good match. Solid fight, to say the very least. And that's it. So Cerebral Smack Talk in the books. Anthony Floyo, come on in. Hit us up with future content for the next couple of days.
Are you available Thursday night for College Football Thursday, MF?
I sure am. If you can start at 10:30, that'll be great.
All right, 10:30 it is. So 10:30 Thursday night, we will have College Football Thursday, Week 3 edition. Not too many good matchups. Only Clemson and Syracuse is the only real excitable one. But then again, I'll have to double check the schedule. But that's the only real standout game for me. That's Thursday. And then Friday night, same time, NFL Friday, Week 2 edition. Headline game, obviously, the rematch of the NFC Championship game, the New Orleans Saints and the LA Rams in the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Some other good ones to get into as well. I have no clue what the Tony and Mikey game for next week's going to be. We're gonna have to brainstorm on that one. So that'll be on Friday. Saturday, time to be determined. We will have our preview of Clash of the Champions. We'll run down the card, what we think about it, and then Sunday night, MF will have the recap for you, and then we do it all again. Next Monday, Ridiculously Raw. It's going to have to be Tuesday for Cerebral Smack Talk, MF, because remember, next Wednesday night, the Imperial Grand Poobah makes his grand return. Yes, sir.
For NXT.
The hardcore pipe bomb himself, Derek Ferreira, his brand new show, Wednesday Night Mayhem, debuts next Wednesday night, probably immediately following NXT, the first NXT on the USA Network. We'll do that for a couple of weeks, and then on October the 2nd, it's NXT and AEW. So get ready, folks. The good stuff is coming up. And as my dear friend Pastor Carl Russo would always say, the best is yet to come. So darn tootin', my friend, darn tootin'. So nothing more to say. We'll see you all Thursday night for College Football Thursday at 10:30. So nothing more to say. MF, let's put a bow on this long night. It's been a very long day for me, and I'm ready to bounce.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching, as always. For Anthony Floyo, for Michael Bullock, for Dee Dee Woodson, I'm Mike Fletcher. Have a good night, everybody. So long for now, and we'll see you guys on Thursday. So long for now. Bye-bye.